English opening, 4 knights, quiet line. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed Black in that one. Black pounced on their opportunities in the opening. That was an incredible middle game by both players. White exploited Black's mistakes in the endgame. In the English opening, White plays c4 to take control of the d5 square without sacrificing a central piece. This is a more patient opening. e5 controls the d4 and f4 squares, and allows the queen and dark-squared bishop to develop. The battle for the e4 square is launched by nc3 by attacking the d5 position. A knight is developed, the d5 square is under control, and the e4 square is attacked by nf6. nf3 develops the knight and attacks the undefended e5 pawn. nc6 develops the knight, defends the e5 pawn and controls the d4 square. e3 prepares the d2-d4 push and opens the diagonal for the queen and bishop to develop. The bishop will be better off as a result of this. It is the final book action. The pawn is now suitably protected. It is ideal. This exchange is fair. That's good. Backs off. It is ideal. This misses a chance to grow a bishop outside of its starting square. It is incorrect. Recaptures. It is ideal. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is quite good. Backs off. It's compelled. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. A wise decision. It is quite good. This develops the bishop and gives it scope on the long diagonal. This threatens to take an open file with the rook. It is good. This overlooks a better way to develop a bishop off its starting square. It is an inaccuracy. This requires an open file, a typical technique for rook activation. It is quite good. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the only good move. It is a great move. That is a logical response. It is quite good. This disregards a more effective approach to link rooks. It is incorrect. This misses an opportunity to connect rooks. This allows the opponent to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. It is an inaccuracy. This misses a better way to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. It is an inaccuracy. The rooks are linked by this, making it easier for them to work together in the future. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. There was just one smart move to be made. It is incorrect. That's a decent move. That's good. Thus, the attacked pawn is protected. This poses a threat to strike a knight. It is ideal. This exchange is fair. It is quite good. Recaptures. This poses a threat to strike a knight. It is ideal. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. By elevating it to the 7th rank, this poses a threat of activating a rook. It is ideal. A pawn kicks the opposing knight, forcing it to move or risk being captured. It is ideal. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This threatens to activate a rook by getting it to the 7th rank. It is best. This threatens to win material. This stops the opponent from being able to activate a rook by getting it to the 7th rank. It is best. This accomplishes this by posing a threat to a rook and compelling it to flee. It is quite good. This fights against the opposing rook for the open file. This threatens to kick a bishop. It is best. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. This misses a chance to pin a knight. It is incorrect. This protects the bishop who was attacked. It is ideal. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. It's alright. That's good. This loses a chance to imply that winning a pawn is possible. It is incorrect. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. Although the score was nearly equal, White now has the upper hand. It is incorrect. There was only one move that was effective, and this wasn't it? This misses a chance to pose a pawn-winning threat. That falls flat. Very precise. It is best. The knight can now control more squares as a result. It is ideal. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. That's a decent move. That's good. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. This misses a chance to improve a bishop's square and broaden its range. It is incorrect. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. It is quite good. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. It's all right. That's good. This avoids the bishop's check. It is ideal. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Recaptures. Black is equal at this point in the endgame. It is ideal. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. There was only one good move in that position. It is a mistake. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. This enables the adversary to capture an outpost using a bishop. It is incorrect. The bishop is currently located at an outpost, a safe square within the opponent's domain. It is ideal. This frees a pawn to adequately defend another piece. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This divides up parts by launching multiple attacks at once. That's good. This leaves a pawn without defenders. There was only one good move there. This overlooks a better way to move a rook to safety. It is a mistake. That pawn was available for free. It is ideal. This misses a chance to protect a pawn that was being attacked. It is incorrect. This steps away from the checking bishop. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This misses a chance to move the king out of the rear rank and activate it. It is incorrect. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. It is best. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed black in that one. Black pounced on their opportunities in the opening. That was an incredible middle game by both players. White exploited black's mistakes in the endgame.